Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another podcast. This is your main man here in the chair. The most accurate gaming information on the net, including tonight. Massive news I get to drop tonight. I am so glad. I've heard people saying they have a spider sense like Peter Parker does and Miles Morales does. I wonder who has the best spider sense. Oh, it's Silk. She has the best spider sense. But we're beyond that here at this podcast. I mean, I actually, once I was able to share this information now, I had a chub. I had a chub. I felt a little poke go through. And I'm like, oh, I can finally talk about this, right? I've been knowing this stuff since November of 2023. And so I'll get to share it tonight, but you got to get the likes up. That's all I'm asking. Likes and shares. You don't have to donate a dime because I'm grown ups here, grown ass man, big dog, big nuts. Okay. Make sure you save your money. Okay. We just got through the holiday season. Everybody's kind of recuperating. You know what I mean from there. Hopefully all your families and your kids and your relatives and your loved ones, you all had a good time with them, as you should. And, but yeah, just get the likes up if you want that information. If not, I can talk about CES. I can talk about these lion ass ponies speculating about what Sony's going to do with CES, and the reason I know what's happening out there is not only did I read about it, but I know two people that are at CES because they've been going since they went for 5 years. I went with them for 3 years. They went 5 straight years. We had a pandemic, and now this is their second year going. They always go to Vegas during CES. It's just it's one of the things they do. They go to Vegas every January. They book their hotel a year in advance. They get really good rates because nothing is booked. You know what I'm saying? CES books after they get their reservations in. But they've done fairly well for themselves, and it's really cool to have them kind of in the fold, and I can talk to them about different things. Let me turn on the ceiling fan. It's either too cold or too warm. I don't know which one is it. So, I mean, again, so we're hearing all these people saying that, and we kind of start right there. Now, there's some topics here. I'm definitely going to do the CES stuff and also a little bit more about the Sony hacks, allegedly, and this does not come from my source. Allegedly, the hacks are claiming that Sony has bought Arrowhead Games. Not Avalanche Games, Arrowhead Games, which is making Helldivers, and how Sony is going to let them kind of develop their own games as a service, so you can put on a headset and call them the B2. All right, let me start with CES, because y'all got to get the likes up, okay? No donations. Save your donations for the broke-ass fanboys. I mean, okay? We membered up. We have a nice membership thing. Shout out to Kenneth Williams for passing out the memberships last week. Shout out to all you all that have them now. Certainly hope that you all come on in. If you don't know, SEAL Team 6 is a 12-man crew. We have 12 members. We are like SEAL Team 6 over here. The most deadliest unit in the United States arsenal. SEAL Team 6 rescued Captain Phillips. If you want to know how that went down, SEAL Team 6 did that. A lot of the same guys went in with the Bin Laden raid, and they killed him and his family. And they killed his 2 sons that were there. They killed him. They killed his baby mama. That was a kill mission, not a capture mission. But that's why I like it. It's small, it's compact. The information is accurate, like the CIA got on Bin Laden over here. But we'll start off with the speculation because this, and again, let me make this clear. This has nothing to do with the Pro news. Nothing. This is just coming from the hack. First thing first, I'm hearing these numbnut nibbies talking about this was a leak. It was not a leak. It was a hack. So if anybody tells you, which is illegal, and then you had a hack, you had extortion, you had an extortion attempt by these people, and now this stuff is starting to come out. They gave them like a week or two because Sony was stalling, hoping that the FBI could catch up to them. They didn't. Blah, blah, blah. Here's what happened. All right. So these hacks have happened, and allegedly part of the hack is, again, that the studio that makes the game Helldivers, which I think comes out next month, it is a Sony first-party studio, allegedly. So, and that is part of that hack. Now, how accurate is the hack? We don't know. You know, it may be true. Sony could walk out at CES and announce they bought this studio. You know, if they bought the studio, you would think they would announce it there at CES. But CES is not going to have a major PlayStation feel on it. Even though, remember, last year they showed the PSVR 2. They announced it there, which had already leaked. Okay, and they also had the controller. The people I forgot what is it called, for people who are disabled, they had that there as well. Now, PlayStation is not going to have a big showing at CES, is my understanding of it. Okay, so but Sony will be there, and Sony is going to have, and I'm kind of putting these two together here. Sony is going to do something different out there, which is they have new cameras they're going to show. They're getting into AI like everybody else is, but your heavies at CES this year, and there's always a surprise, but the heavies on paper is NVIDIA, who has something massive planned with the 4000, and they may announce the 5000 series card. I mean, what's that guy's name? Jensen, whatever his name is. Remember, he was in that kitchen they made up for him. He was pulling out those cards. Like, here's another card. Everybody gets a card. You get a card. You get a card, right? And I may be sitting here next week looking at my 3060 like, man, you got to go. You know, I got to go get the 4070 or something like that. But there's a massive AI upgrade coming in for NVIDIA. Like it's scary. I'm talking about scary AI that they're going to unleash into their cards. Also, AMD is there, but they're going to have a smaller footprint. You know how AMD, the beautiful, wonderful Lisa Su, goes out there, but they usually do that at their own event. Intel is out there as well. Sony, however, has something major planned with Honda. You know, they've gone in and helped Honda design a car. Somebody designed a damn car. You know what I'm saying? So, and Sony is out there mainly for that. And they have their new TVs out there, 8K, baby. They're going to be showing their 8K TVs. Very good chance they show their smaller OLED TVs. Samsung is going to have a small footprint out there. You're looking at some smaller footprints from the majors, but the heavies, they're going to hit hard with this AI stuff, like scary AI stuff. Big shout out to everybody that's here. Kenneth Williams in the house. So yes, Kenneth Williams says spend your money wisely. Yeah. If you're out here giving money, shout out to you all that do donate. But the people that donate to grown ass men and women, I don't understand. I don't get it. I appreciate it, but it's not necessary. Okay. But shout out, who else is here? Byron Cutler in the house. Outside gaming night, what's happening? Yeah, you're going to need more than $350 to get that Pro. I can tell you that much. So True Virgil is in the house. Shout out. Phil Bosch says salute everybody, as he should. Ain't Patient Fire is talking about rip Xbox. No, Xbox is they're scheduled to be making another console. They're just waiting on the technology to get cheaper. So, but it's supposed to hit late next year. They're going to announce it late next year, Q1 next year, which is in the fall. Hold on. This is 2024. They may announce it this year for Q1 of 26, which is late 25. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. True Virgil says, "What up, Messiah?" Well, not a whole lot. Well, I got a little chub when I got this information in this email. So that's always good. Who all died on a helicopter crash? So who did that? I mean, that's awful. I don't know who died though. So CES, if you're gonna watch CES, the CES show, and you're expecting Sony to walk out there with something major on PlayStation, a very good chance your cheeks are gonna get busted. It's gonna be like, they're gonna be like, lights out, slam. And you're just gonna hear somebody say, you sure are a pretty man. That's what you're gonna hear. Very good chance. Now, if you're gonna watch for the cameras, the television sets, and the car that they have with Honda, which is supposed to be this state-of-the-art car, like something that looks like this made with that movie Tron. And I'm not talking about the movie being good, because the movie was trash. Like, it was so bad, right? But the technology that they were showing in that movie was actually pretty incredible. Make sure you get the lights up, people. If you want the PS5 news that I have, if you want that costs you some likes. That's all it costs. It's free. No super chat money, no donos, no Cash App, no PayPal, but you got to get the lights up. That's the way this rolls tonight. And you all are running out of time, because I'm only going to stay here to 7:15. Then I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go play Starfield. So make sure you hit the like button. That's it. It's not hard. It's free. It's not going to charge you to hit that like button. Then I got to play Starfield, because I need helium-3 engines, and I got to get my butt back to Alpha Centauri, where for some reason Bethesda has a terrible sun. Like, there's like 2 suns in Alpha Centauri, and we're at the wrong sun. That's all I can say. I want to see Beetlejuice before it goes supernova. So this has nothing to do with a PlayStation showcase. What I am sitting on is the actual technology that you gotta hear it. That's all I can say. I've got it right here. That's the paperwork. Or if you all want to call it white paper, is that what you get? That's what you kids call it. I got something called white paper. So if you want to hear it, 3 more likes. That's all it takes to unlock that key. You all like playing games where you solve puzzles and you got to put this there. You need to find 3 more locks, 3 more likes, and then you get the information. So CES, LG, huge out here in CES this year. NVIDIA, and they are the heavies. They are the heavies. What's up, J-Roll? And CES is the technology, I'm telling you, is, if you think those robots they have, what's it called, Sophie or whatever it's called, that AI robot that's learning everything about humanity, they got stuff out there now that will turn you white at that CES. They ain't gonna unveil it all. They will unveil it most of them. So you're gonna have a fantastic moment. First things first, if you didn't know, an antitrust lawsuit, Sony lost that in France. Basically what happened was France's competition board accused them of killing off all third-party devices on controllers. Now, Sony's defense was, well, we have to protect our proprietary technologies, which they agreed with. I want to make this clear. They agreed with this. Talking about the French did, but they're French. So we know they're a little squirmy and wormy, and they eat bonbons and things like that, right? But Paris is beautiful at night. Shout out to Nova Red. I don't know if she's in the house tonight, but if she is, the City of Lights is very pretty. But what they hit Sony with was it was overkill what Sony did. Like, you all responded like they're upset now with Israel and Gaza. It's like, well, you don't get to choose the way somebody responds to you, right? And Israel's doing what they want to do, Ain't nobody gonna stop them. That's the way it's going to be. So they hit them with that, and of course Sony's going to appeal, and they'll get the fine down because right now it's sitting at like $350. Like they owe France $350. So, but they'll appeal this. Oh, we're at 25 likes. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for this, because I don't know if you all are ready for this. I mean, they're gonna get some cheeks are gonna get clapped with this information. All right. And this information comes from the one and only LOUWAFFA, who ain't been wrong about nothing. All hell LOUWAFFA. That's where this information is going to come from. They're going to pay me in trophies, you say? Oh my goodness. Didn't they disable some trophies? Oh, I got another trophy the other night on Mass Effect. I forgot what that trophy was, but I had never gotten it before. Like, I'm getting trophies on Mass Effect, but I think with the Legendary Edition, they made new trophies. Mass Effect 5 news? No, we ain't even got no. That happened already. We already got our news, and what sucks about it is that game, I'll probably be in the grave when that game comes out. So, all right, I'm happy with what I got. I have to celebrate the Legendary Edition. I'm fine with that. I am re-enjoying that. I am playing that on PlayStation. I am playing it on Xbox. Xbox also, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Give me $1. Shout out to Jay Barry coming up with that. I think that goes free next month, or somebody got that game for free. And I like those games. I like the first 3 Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Mirage. Is that the next one? I haven't gotten to that one yet. I got it. I had the receipts for it. You all saw the receipts. All right, I see some 1s in the chat. I need a few more 1s. Shout out to Iman Rich, the swag lord. Shout out to them. You know, also these Twitter spaces, man, I'm hearing these dudes in these Twitter spaces just on flat out bullshit. But I'm older than everybody, so it all sounds like bullshit to me. It just does. And on top of that, I don't know how to host one. You know, I forgot about it. Shout out to Michael. Was it Mordan? Moradane? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Is it Moradane? Or is it Mordane, as they would say in Kentucky? So, yeah, I see some more 1s there, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to explode. I mean, I tell you right now. Matter of fact, I'm getting a little chub right now. I may have to go and rub one off during the podcast. I don't know. So, and ask me how many platinum trophies I have. I dare somebody to ask me how many platinum trophies I have. Like, I dare you. So, I'll drop the news. I'm getting close to doing it. Somebody needs to ask me that. That's the phrase to get me to drop the news. Oh, let's call you Michael. Okay, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. What up, Michael? You're still stuck in Mass Effect 3 Insanity. Yeah, that is hard. That is a difficult game on Insanity. Man, I tell you what's hard is fighting Cerberus. Especially if in Mass Effect 2, if you're going to play on Insanity mode, do not give Cerberus that base. And you know what I'm talking about if you play Mass Effect 2. If you give the Elusive Man that base, they reverse engineer a lot of that base's technology, and Cerberus is so hard. They're already hard to fight anyway because the way they fight. But you got to fight Cerberus and the Reapers. That is hard. So, how many trophies I got? None, motherfucker, none. Thanks for asking, though. All right. Well, let's get to the PS5 Pro news that I have. And once I tell you this, I have to tell you this all in one drop. Then I'll answer some questions. Then I got to go play Starfield. That's the way I'm rolling tonight. So here's your news. The upscaling technology that the PS5 Pro can possibly unleash is already buried in your PS5 source codes on your games. Somebody give a big round of applause to Sony. So I've heard people saying, I've known this since November. So I've heard people complaining about the remasters and how come Sony is remastering these games. How come Sony and Naughty Dog's not giving us nothing new? How come this? How come that? Why are they doing this? Okay, the reason they're doing it, allegedly, this comes from LOUWAFFA, the source code for the Pro is being coded into the games right now. So when you slide the disc in, I've been wanting to say that for a while. When you slide it on in there, or digitally, boo, you will get it a prompt to know, okay, there's more code here to unlock. They're not going to make PS5 Pro versions of games. They're already being made. What they have, let's take a game like The Last of Us Part 2. All right? So The Last of Us Part 2, the PS4 version, if you put it in the PS5, it goes to 60 frames per second. That's all it does. Now the new one but it's got ray tracing in that game. According to my source, all these PS5 games have ray tracing in them. They just ain't unlocked it yet. And it's buried in the source codes that you have on your PS5. And so this is why you're seeing the remasters, the remakes, how they're just doing everything just with a different source code. Once the PS5 Pro hits, allegedly, they're just going to be able to activate the code. No different than when Sony activated, what they had, the 1440p stuff. I don't know if y'all remember how that happened. And people were like, we can't do 1440p. It's like, no, it's always been able to do 1440p. They just hadn't unlocked it yet. You didn't have to send your PlayStation back to the manufacturer to enjoy 1440p. You didn't have to do that, did you? No. Why? Because it was already buried in the source code. They just hadn't activated it yet. Well, they can also do that with games. They can do that with games. So if you understand that, put a 1 up. Put a 1 up if you understand PS5 games there's a very good chance that they already have PS5 Pro source code in it. And people who understand coding understand this. They just haven't unlocked it yet. And because they cannot unlock it. So, and it's because the PS5 is not capable of running it. So it's just sitting there dormant. Did you watch it? You seen War of the Worlds? When you see War of the Worlds, if you watch War of the Worlds, those aliens came through wormholes, and the ships, their craft, were already here on Earth, buried under the ground. The perfect place to bury something. To hide, you want to hide something under the ground, in the tunnels, right? So this is the same way. They have a source code this in your game. So if you have the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima, the PS5 version of Death Stranding 2, if you understand that Kojima I want you to understand the logic here that I am on. This is logic. Kojima Productions is allegedly making Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 will be playable on the PS5 and a new PlayStation. All right? Once it hits the new PlayStation, it's going to look better. And that's all there is to it. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because they're going to have a different source code, and it is what it is. Now, that was a hell of a shot she made. Anyway. So, again, that's just the way it is. It is the equivalent of unlocking something a certain way and getting it done. Pro will not be at CES. Let me make this clear. I don't think it'll be at CES, and I'll be good goddamn if I'm going to be one of these podcasters that tells you this will be a good place for you to look at Sony. This is what's... No. This is gonna, if they're doing this, it will have its own event with Mark Cerny, and he is going to explain how the upscaling technology works. Now, it'll go over my head, so I have to wait for somebody to break it down. Big shout out to big homie Sick Humor. Sick Humor takes time every year. Well, he hadn't done it this year, of course, but he has taken time every year since the Road to PlayStation came out. Sick Humor every year, once a year, he will do a podcast where he breaks it down again. All right, and he does it. He does not have to do that. That's why every time he's talking about it, I listen to it because I learn something new every time because again, to me he explains it in layman terms, and I can understand what he's saying. I still don't understand what Mark Cerny was talking about. Like I still don't. I've listened to it 3 times. I'm like, I still don't understand what the hell he's talking about. You know, information and storage and like, what does this have to do with the price of tea in China? But when Sick Humor explains it, it's like, oh, okay, this actually makes sense now. This actually makes sense now. So, but I still can't understand what Mark Cerny says. I have a poll up there. Are you going to watch Sony at CES next week? Well, if you're going to watch it, if you're listening to people like MBG and NXs and that corny MF, if you're listening to those people, you might be disappointed. Like I said, it may be lights out and somebody telling you how you're a pretty man. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. I still don't know clock speeds or 100% sure on the quote teraflops. But look, the PlayStation 5 is outperforming the Xbox, and it's allegedly a weaker system. And I'm saying allegedly. I personally, as somebody who has built 2 computers, the Xbox system is not the best balanced system. It doesn't mean it can't do stuff. It just means that it doesn't do it as well as the PlayStation because the PlayStation is perfectly balanced. The way it gets information, shoots it out, very fast balance. Very fast balance. Okay? So understand that. So now maybe you understand why you're seeing so many remakes and remasters. It's because those games will work on the next PlayStation and they will get an upgrade. And that upgrade isn't just going to happen overnight. They have to program it into the code. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, well, I understand why they're making remasters, because it is what it is. It's like the F-15EX, the new F-15 that they took the F-15A and the F-15E, which is a bomber, and they combined the two, and it's like, oh yeah, well, we already have the technology to do this, but we're gonna make the EX a little bit better on the dogfighting, and it can still pack a wallop if it needs the bomb. So you have to restart the ME3 and change classes. Oh, okay. Well, that's what they did that in Legendary, is that the classes don't. Well, maybe the biotic class matters, but I use the soldier class, and I fight like hell. I mean, there's just some parts in there that are just hard, especially Mass Effect 3. They're hard. Okay, I mean the Paladin fight, the fight when you're retaking Earth, that is so hard. When you're playing that game. So, but anyway, so we have that with the Pro. You have that. You need to understand that's why I've been told that you're getting so many remasters, is that the next version of that code is being put into the PS5 games right now, but the PS5 can't unlock that code. All right, it's like playing a video game and you don't have all the, you don't, like I was playing The Last of Us Part 2 and I didn't know the combination to the lock, so I had to get online and cheat. But I'm like, I don't even know where to look for this combination, right? The biotic abilities get you killed. Yeah, well, but I think with the Legendary Edition, you can use every weapon. I think they changed that. When the original code of Mass Effect, and again, this is a good way to look at it. The original code of Mass Effect, you couldn't do that. They separated those classes, and for a reason, because you have to play the game differently. So you still choose Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard's kind of like being Han Solo. I like being the soldier though. Like that's even with Mass Effect Andromeda, I chose soldier class. So God of War trilogy, if that's real, I guess I never played it before. I have no idea why he's even called the God of War. I just call him Kratos because he ain't the God of War. That's Ares. So antibiotics is that looks over. Yeah, it couldn't do that. But so that's it. The price right now is $599. That's the price right now. $599.99. It is what it is. Doesn't mean this is where it's going to fly off the shelf, but $599.99 is the way it is. he killed Ares and took his job. Well, then there's no more war. If you kill Ares, there's no more war. However, he's always fighting because there's always a fight. So that means he didn't kill Ares. He killed a fake Ares is what he did, a pseudo Ares, a faux Ares. He didn't kill the real Ares. I mean, Kratos couldn't even beat Thor. He ain't gonna beat Ares. What we doing here? Come on now, you should know that. So you think he could kill those? You think he could go through almost a whole pantheon and then not get to the others? Oh, I can't do it. Nah, ain't the way it works. He killed a fake Ares is what he did. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to, sub to the channel. That's free. You're not a sub. You ain't going to get this information nowhere else. You get a lot of speculation. You get a lot of, oh, here's what I think. Here's what I believe. I have not said that one time. You will never hear me say, here's what I think, unless you ask me what I think. But I'm not going to introduce that into the vernacular ain't going to come out like that. It is, here's what I know. Here's how I know it. And, you know, if you want to, and I'll say this, if you want to take it with a grain of salt, isn't that what you all say? You can. You can. So, you know, so as far as the studio that was allegedly bought, it's the people that make Helldivers. So allegedly, that's the kind of one I'm saying allegedly because that's not what I mean, that's not what I got told, but I'm not looking for that information anyway. So he's the ghost of Sparta. Yeah, there you go. Instead of the ghost of Tsushima, the ghost of Sparta. So that is pretty funny. But this technology worked with games like Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. And yes, in theory, if Guerrilla programmed the source code into Horizon, Forbidden West, okay? But think of a game like Horizon Zero Dawn. Man, think about that game having ray tracing on it. I mean, it already looks good, right? That game was like one of the best looking games I saw, but on PlayStation, it's still in medium graphics. This new one, now, hey, you know what they did do? Didn't they sell Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West as one game? Who went out and bought that? Maybe you should, because it could be in there. I mean, it's that simple. It's, you know, Naughty Dog taking a lot of flack from the fanboys, not from the gamers. I want to make that clear and separate the two. These bitch ass fanboys all they see is I got nothing to talk about, and that means if I got nothing to talk about, I can't keep the lights on, I can't keep the washer on, and now my clothes are going to be stinky and funky, which if you're in college, you can wear stinky one more time. But funky, you gotta get that out of there, right? Stinky, you can get away with. You just can't get too close to people. You know the one with the stinky clothes, he comes in there on Thursday, right? And you sit in the back of the classroom like that, even though most of the time he sits up front. Nah, this time he in the back. You don't want to get too close. Why? Because, dude, you smell like a wet ass is what you do. Smell like hot buttered ass, and you do, right? You bought Zero Dawn for like $10, but I paid full price for Forbidden West. Well, that's fine. I'm simply saying you may want to look into buying the entire thing together. Because, again, this is just my opinion. You may want to do it. It's my logic. It's like, what, $39.99 or something like that? You may want to take a look at that. But so you're looking at the source code, and that is like a very big deal to bury the code in the game and then trigger that code with the AI technology that they could with their upscaling technology. Remember, people made fun of Forspoken, and it had a bunch of upscaling technology in it. This and this is Forspoken, and I don't like this girl, and meanwhile, there's a very good chance that was a test ground. Man, hit the like button. Hit that like button. There's likely a version Xbox making possibly, who knows. I mean, Jim Ryan, I think, goes out with a bang. I mean, I really hope he's at the show, because I thought he did a really good job last year. But I don't know who's going to be there. I do not know who's going to be there at all for Sony. So, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So I would like Jim Ryan to come out there and go out with a bang. So it wouldn't shock me if they bought that studio with Helldivers. It wouldn't shock me. So, and that could be Jim Ryan's bow out, tip of the hat. They'll come out and they're going to probably announce how many VRs they have sold since they launched the game. And they're going to, maybe some VR games be there. Maybe. But I ain't looking forward to that. I want to see the TVs. Because you know me, I'm already in the TV market again. I'm terrible. All right. So you have the upscaling technology that has to be coded. Like the PS5 allegedly can't do this type of upscaling. So the game that Sony wants to lead off with, multi-plat game, is Grand Theft Auto. The multi-plat game that they want to try to lead off with, Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar Games allegedly has one of the dev kits, and they're chiming in on it. The other game, first-party game they want to lead with is Insomniac's Wolverine. Wolverine and something called Venom. Allegedly, Insomniac is making a Venom game, or a Venom spinoff, and those would be like the two games they really want to show with this whole upscaling technology that they're really excited about. So put a 1 in the chat if this excites you. Or put a 1 in the chat if it excites you. For me, I've known this for a month and a half now, so it's kind of like, well, it makes sense why they're doing so many remasters. I have Ghost of Tsushima, but I have the PS5 version. I had Death Stranding, but I have the PS5 version. I've got Forbidden West, I have the PS5 version. Let's see here. Everything over there is the PS5 version, except Mass Effect, which is the Legendary Edition. Also, PS5 version of The Last of Us. And you get an upgrade, but I'm buying. And so I told you all, I'm buying the physical copy of The Last of Us. Now I hid it behind I'm a physical collector. That's true. But there was also another reason why I'm getting PS5 versions of games. And it is because the source code for the next PlayStation, I'll just call it that, is it's gonna be unleashed. Now, whether it works in the PlayStation we have now, that's not what I got told. This doesn't mean it won't work. It just means I wasn't told. So I'm going off the information that says it will not work in this. In the PS5 you have even the Slim, which is on a 6-nanometer chip, allegedly. That's what we got told, right? For all I know, it's a 50 nanometer chip. But you all can end all this talk with the speculation, all this talk with why are they doing what they're doing. It is because this is the way they're doing it. And I, for one, I'm excited for it. I mean, God willing, I'll get a Pro. Okay? God willing, I'll get a Pro. But it won't be, I don't think it'll be a huge seller, but I think it'll move enough. And that's why I was told it's right now it's $5.99, because they don't know what the market will tolerate. Yeah, Nova Red's like $600. Yeah. Like I said, it's more than $350. So you gotta have to start getting your money up. Start you what is it called? Back in my day, we called it a Christmas fund. So, every 2 weeks, put back $100. Make sure you get that credit card paid off, so you can put $250 or $300 on that credit card. That way you walk in there, you can trade in your PlayStation, and that you get it out the door. $300, possibly $300 out the door. So they just got your PS5. After a year or two, you're going to get a Pro. Yeah, which I don't blame you. but they're going to be ready out the box with this thing, allegedly. And they're just going to say, you put in Forbidden West, and here's what it looks like right now on your PS5. And they'll probably have a Slim up there. Here's what it looks like on PS5. Here it is on the next version of the PS5 with our upscaling technology. And then Mark Cerny's going to go into all this stuff, and it's going to go way over my head. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? So, and I'll be mad again, and I'll be falling asleep again. But it is what it is. Who asked the question? What is this thing Xbox fans are spreading that PlayStation guys call them? Oh, I don't know about that. So, I don't know about that. So, I mean, do they have any firsthand knowledge or experiences with some of these Xbox guys saying racial stuff or stuff that could be considered that? I don't know. So I'm not sure. Or PlayStation guys saying that. Oh, PlayStation guys called them racist. Okay, I read that wrong. I don't know. I mean, maybe they've heard them say stuff. I can't tell you. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't play the Xbox online a whole lot. So usually when I'm playing, there are people trying to send me messages, and I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you. I didn't buy this to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. So I don't know you from Adam. I mean, if you want to see my gamer score, is Situated Spoon 26. I don't know what else to say to people. That's my Xbox thing. I can't remember my Sony thing. Like, I really don't care. So, like, I don't. But I remember the Xbox one the most because I came off the Xbox into the PlayStation. And so the Xbox will always be kind of, I mean, that's where I had where I was buried into gaming at that point in time in my life. I was, single. I was in my mid to late 20s. And I was, like I said, I was single. I had a roommate. I was in a 2-bedroom apartment. And when he went to work, I gamed. I mean, that's how I played, because everything was landline. There was no Wi-Fi like we got now. So he had to go to work, and I had to unhook the phone. We still had a land phone, right? And I had to plug it into the Xbox to start playing. Why is race the first place people run to when I don't know. I don't know. So wonder, will they make enough pros? Yeah, they'll make more than enough if this is all coming to fruition. GT7 gonna flex on everybody with that tech if they get it. GT7 has an 8K build, an 8K native build. But if they can give you 8K through upscaling, that's what they'll do. That's what, man, that's if you get an 8K TV. If you ain't got an 8K TV, you don't have to worry about it. But you're going to have the Pro is going to support 165 all the way up to, are you ready for it? At 144, 165, all the way up to 240 hertz. If you have a monitor, okay? Let me make this clear. If you have a monitor, 240 hertz. God damn. Once upon a time, I was an Xbot. No, I mean, when I was playing on the 360, that was the lead platform for everything. Jade Empire, Mass Effect. I Fallout. That's where I played those games. RPGs. That's what I was playing. Fallout, Skyrim. Well, not Skyrim. I'm sorry. Oblivion. I beat Oblivion on PlayStation 4 as well. Let me make that clear. But I beat it on Xbox at first. And so when the PlayStation, I just breezed through it because I'm like, I already know what to do. I already know all my missions. Nothing was going to change. So GTA 6 on PS5 Pro, insane day one. Yeah. If they are, my understanding is that's one of the target multi-plat games that they want to show on their system. And their first party game they want to show, like I said before, it's that game, it's Kojima's game, because it's Kojima, And then, you got the Naughty Dog games. Oh, here's The Last of Us Part 2 remaster with, ultra graphics, which we're already going to get that next time. But here it is running at 144 hertz, 200 hertz. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. So it is. Well, you have to remember Sony makes monitors too. They make monitors, and one of the things they could unveil, see, at CES, which is in a couple of days, one of the things they could show is new monitors. So get ready for stuff like that. And I'll be mad as hell because I got a new monitor. So the ray tracing they're going to make, yeah. Well, ray tracing right now, it's good. The best I've seen it implemented, honestly, is on Spider-Man 2. That's the best I've seen it implemented. Now, this doesn't mean, let me make this clear. I know if you got a 4080 or 4090 and you're playing Cyberpunk and you're using that deep learning super, I don't know if how many of y'all saw that. That looks true to life. So that game, when I saw that game running on, again, high-end PC, I want to make that clear, high-end PC, that's one of the best, if not the best looking game I have ever seen in my life. So the Spider-Man 2 is going to look way better. Well, again, the checkerboarded mode is still going to be checkerboarded, but it's going to be up from a higher, it's hard to explain. They're going to be able to kind of jailbreak that resolution and say, okay, 1800 checkerboarded. Now it could be 2160p checkerboarded. And with the upscaling technology, that you won't be able to tell the difference between that and native 4K. Because right now, if you sit back, proper sitting 7 to 10 feet from your TV, you can't tell the difference in a native picture and a checkerboard picture. If you have to look harder at this point, because Horizon Zero Dawn is checkerboard 4K, it still looks very good. You can still see it though. Everything's a little more rounder than that hard look that you get with the other one. New deals just dropped on PlayStation Store. Yeah, I know that. Checkerboard is better than native. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Now, the upscaling technique to support it is getting a lot better. So don't get them confused. A native picture is still better than a checkerboarded picture. So, that's just the truth. However, the upscaling technology that are coming in, these new technologies coming in, and again, the video is going to show allegedly at CES, they allegedly got something that's going to make you turn white like that sheet that you cover up with. It's supposed to look that good. Like people are going to be fainting and say it looks so good. But no, a native picture is always better. It is what it is. It's like you're taking a native picture versus a reconstructed image of a picture. The difference is that the upscaling technology is getting better. And so it is what it is. You'll see a 1080p picture, upscale to 1800p, upscale to 1440p, and your eye and your brain will be like, oh, well, this is 1440p native. Like, no, this is 1080p upscale. Any questions? Craig, when will that day come when we get 120 frames, ray tracing 4K? I think that day is coming by the end of the year. But it's already on PC, I believe. You're talking about as far as consoles, it's already on PC, but you got to have a high-end PC to do it. So you prefer to always have checkerboard option to be able to get more frame. Yeah, again, so that's the way it is now. But imagine that doesn't matter anymore. The checkerboard option, you still get 120. So that's all. That's one of the things that you remember: better frame rates, better graphics, better ray tracing. That's a half step. My understanding what Microsoft is doing, this is just from what Rig Gaming Tech and other people have said, they're going to take a full step, like RDNA 4, RDNA 4, 4.5, however you want to put it, if they fabricate the console, meaning that they physically make the console. Because having it on paper is one thing, but having it in front of you, making it, that's different. Paying AMD or whoever makes their box, right? Paying them to do it. But I think Xbox will have like a digital Series X come out that's going to be $399. I'm going to say a digital Series X that will come out, and I think they may push 2 terabytes on it. I think. And that, I think, will be in sell for $399. That thing will move, okay? I'll go buy that. I'll trade in my one that I got. Be like, all right, I'm going to get this one. I got 2 terabytes here. What am I doing? What up, King Thrash? In the house. In the house. Post-processing that is almost indistinguishable unless you pause and zoom in. Well, I'm saying that that is true. However, going forward, that day will be to the point where you just can't tell whether it's checkerboarded, whether it's upsampled or downsampled, like you're saying. Again, one of the best versions of downsampling is the Epic game demo that they showed on the PlayStation. That's downsampled from like 6K. That is downsampled from 6K. So, and you get a 6K native image downsampled into 1440p. That's why it looks like it does. I don't know if you've watched that in native 4K. That still blows me away how they did that. And then shout out to the late great Optimus Cole. Was like, nah, that was all being rendered in real time, and that wasn't pre-rendered. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So, but that is stuff the pro code, if you want to call it that, the next generation, the next PlayStation code buried in your PS5 codes. Now logically, you should be able to say, well, you know what? Don't you have to say, you sure are a pretty man. You need to say, well, you know what? They're making these remasters for PS5. Now it should make sense to you. It should make sense at this point. Now, you don't have to like it. Nobody's telling you to like it. But now maybe you can wrap your head around, all right, well, if they're putting in a code that the PS5 right now can't use, but the next PlayStation will be able to use, that's why you're getting PS5 versions of everything. The PS4 version of these games will not accept this code, possibly. Because, I don't know. That's a chance that you're taking. So you know what you should do? Get rid of your PS4 games, except for Mass Effect. You keep Mass Effect, okay? And that's a PS3 and Xbox 360 game. You always want to keep Mass Effect. But you can get rid of your other PS4 games that are, that you slide. Well, all right, Days Gone, I'll let you slide. Your cheeks can slide. Well, actually, that's a bad term. Your cheeks are safe if you keep Days Gone, the PS4 version, because I don't think they're going to do a PS5 version, at least right now. But we'll let your cheeks be safe on that one. But the rest of them got to go. You got to go. You got to get the PS5 version of these games. And again, you don't have to, but I don't want you all to feel left out because, generationally, you all feel like you're getting left out of stuff. So, it is what it is. I'm getting the PS5 version of all their games. But again, I've known this I knew something was fishy when AMD was talking about new technology. You got to understand, I've got stock in AMD. I bought 20 shares of stock of AMD at $14. That stock's worth $130. So there's certain things, indicators that I get. The AI stuff, I recommend you all buy stock in AI. Oh, buy stock in Affirmed as well. Affirmed. Because these idiots are going to Walmart. Man, check this out. People are going to Walmart and they're doing payday loans for their damn groceries through Affirmed. I got Affirmed. Affirmed has grown like 20% in a year. Now they're going to grow more because you got these poor ass baby mamas going into these stores, ain't got no money, stealing. Now it's like, well, you can do a payday loan. All right, here we go. So it is what it is. Not The Last of Us 2, RE, or Cyberpunk 2. What is RE? Oh, not in The Last of Us 2. What does that mean? Oh, any games that has performance options per se, PS5 upgrade, though, just in performance. Have to wait and see. If it's buried in the source code, you ain't got to worry about the performance stuff anymore. It's just your PS5 Pro, if you want to call it that. I guess that's what we're calling it. It's for shorthand. Your PS5 will be able to do that shit. So, and again, the AAA games that they are. Well, why do you think Square Enix just did an end of year keynote? In their keynote, the gentleman pretty much said Square Enix wants to take advantage of gaming using this new technology. I don't know. That's what they said, right? I think the truth is always around you, but the filters that are bringing it to you, and you all know who I'm talking about. You know the 3 MFers I'm talking about, okay? They are there firsthand to make money. And therefore, they're going to exaggerate what they think is going to happen. They're going to put out what they want to happen. I'll say it again. They're putting out what they want to happen. There's a difference in my podcast and theirs. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think, because what I think doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. Shout out to The Rock. It doesn't matter what you think. He's right. He's right. Now, do I believe my source when they say, yeah, man, you know what? There's a PS5 code and they can't activate all of it. It's like, like moving information in and out. So just imagine you have a code that says AAAB, AAAB. And all you're getting on the PlayStation are all A's. AAA, AAA. That's all you're getting. Now with the next version of the PlayStation, it's going to go get that B. And in that B, that's where all your stuff is at. But whether they patch it in afterwards or it's already part of the code, I'll give you some more. Oh, y'all can't believe this. 50% of the code is already in. The other 50% gets patched. No, I mean, like I said, y'all wasn't ready for that. I know you weren't ready for it. I know you weren't. That's why I had a chub when I saw the information. I mean, it wasn't a normal chub. The normal chub is, that little chub you get if you're married and, your wife give you that. You get that little chub, but that nice chub is when you laying there and you know what's about to happen. Then you get that Shazam chub. And I pretty much had the Shazam going on for a little while. Like I said, big dog, big nuts. That's the way this works over here on my podcast. Now, I'm not going to come home from work and have everything I want, except, it's cold as hell outside, right? And then sit down and talk just to be talking because I need super chat money. That's not who I am. I can't be that person. I ain't built for that. Shout out to OG Silverback. You're going to have to take my life because, that's the way. I ain't built for that. I'm not built for that. So, I mean, I don't know what that's like. Even though, I'm going to go get a soundboard, but I'm so cheap, I don't want to go get one right now. You know what I'm saying? I want one on the cheap, even if I got to come and steal yours, right? I ain't paying, for, $300 for a little soundboard. I get a trophy. Yeah, when you buy the Pro, if you get a Pro, you get a trophy as soon as you turn it on. Again, somebody asked me in the chat, how many platinum trophies do I have? Like, somebody just asked me, before we wrap this thing up. Somebody asked me how many platinum trophies I got. The Thrash, why don't you ask me? King Thrash in the house. Why don't you, Mr. Do What You Do? Ask me how many platinum trophies I got. I dare somebody to ask me how many platinums I got. So, what's up, Monty? How you doing, brother? So, Shazam Chub is when you... Yeah, possibly. I don't know about that. I don't need that to get me a Shazam going. So, like I said, my girlfriend's pretty nice to look at. So, imagine Final Fantasy X in 8K... because of the upscaling? Possibly. Well, now that's getting into speculation, and there's other people doing podcasts that are speculating. So we'll have to wait and see. So you might have one platinum, but that's the whole problem, Monty, is, like I said, you have these numbnut nibbies running around talking about, well, if you don't have platinum trophies, then you don't game. That's the stupidest thing I've seen, I've heard in my life. So, I mean, it is what it is. Those games, it doesn't say at the beginning of the game, let's say Final Fantasy 16. If you don't, do you have to get a platinum on Final Fantasy 16 to finish the game? I mean, is that true? Resident Evil 4, Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, where at one point does it say Jin Sakai, when he says, show me your best? It was somebody going to pull out a platinum trophy and be like, well, I guess that's the end of your game. Somebody platted you right there. Does a PS5, what? Does a GC6 trailer running on PS5? Do not know. I do not know. Digital Foundry seems to think it was on a high-end PC. I think they said it was 1440p. I think. So, but somebody can double check that. I do not know. It was a CGI trailer, and it is what it is. It's CGI. Do not get caught up, and there was no gameplay, like none. And I thought, at least with and you know what? But when I look back on all the GT trailers from 4 to 5 to this one, they've all been CGI. We do not get to see a lot of gameplay. I mean, if you don't believe me, you can just go back and watch them yourself. You type in GT4 trailer. They've had 2 of them. They've got the Things Will Be Different trailer. Then they have the Move Up Ladies. That's all alpha code. How do I know it's alpha code? Because Nico Bellic doesn't change his clothes. And, you know, and in the game, you know, you change clothes. So I'm like, yeah, they're not even using their full source code on this. So nothing will sell in front of GTA. Yeah, the GTA 6, when it does come out, that's gonna be something else. I mean, that's all I can really say. That will be a cultural phenomenon. It always is. It has been since GTA 4. They were actually, CNN has stories on GTA 4. I still remember that. Hey, I took off work. GTA 4 is the last game I took off to go buy. I remember leaving work on Thursday because I had Friday off, Saturday off, Sunday off, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off because the game came out Monday night at midnight. And you know what? I was so tired on Tuesday, I didn't start playing it till like 8 o'clock in the evening. So, but the game was something else. I mean, it's still one of my favorite games that I played. But it's a spiritual remake of GTA 3. You all know that, right? GTA 4 is a spiritual remake of 3. GTA 5 is a remake spiritually of GTA San Andreas. It's a spiritual remake, and GTA 6 is a spiritual remake of what? GTA Vice City. That's what it is. So, but you don't hear nobody bitch, oh, it's a remaster. Like, yeah, that's what these are. These are spiritual remakes, remasters. That shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. Quote, this is the generation of the remaster remake. That's what he said. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. So it's true Sony bought Helldiver Studio. No, I said I got question marks. That is part of the hack. And again, if you hear these YouTubers talking about there was a leak, you need to correct them because I'm just saying, I correct them. Shout out to my man, Porter Rock 77 the other night because we didn't do 60 frames no lag last night. But the other night when he was talking about the Insomniac leaks, I said they weren't leaks, they were hacks. And that's what they are. So when they talk about, well, this leaked, no, this did not leak. This did not leak. So, oh, wait a minute. Somebody paid Chocolate Thunder $5. Somebody paid Chocolate Thunder rent. Shout out to Charles Hawk with the $4.99. He says MBG, the YouTuber, I assume, said Naughty Dog has to say what they're working on this year or he's walking away from that studio. Yeah, because he works for them. Walk away. Matter of fact, what does Dionne Warwick say? Be like Dionne Warwick. What's the saying? Be like Dionne Warwick and just walk on by. Do everybody a favor. Then if you stop buying Naughty Dog games, who cares? There's 1,000 people that will replace him. So, I mean, again, nope. This is what I said before. Nobody owes you anything. However, you're a consumer. We got 69 people in here. You are a consumer. And if you are unhappy with the product that you're receiving, go
MVG
elsewhere.
said Naughty Dog has to say what they're working on this year, or he's walking NG away from that studio rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I know. Let him walk away. Here, I'll help him. Matter of fact, he ain't got to walk. I will drag him away. Okay? How about we all do that? We'll just drag these people away. Sony, you need to show us what you're working on. I will show you these nuts and we can drag you away. You're not owed anything. They told you. I mean, again, Sony Ben told you what they're working on. Like, well, they said we're working on another AAA game. You have games coming out in another week and a half. if you want it, you get a brand new PS5 game. Oh, well, it's the same thing. Again, take these nuts up your ass then. So, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, already then you have another game, Helldivers. Well, I mean, that's trash. Gas game. That's trash. All right. You have MLB The Show coming out. You have Final Fantasy. Well, I don't like JRPGs. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. They're always going to make excuses on what's going on. You say he does too much crying. Well, I mean, look, if he's talking about, because I don't know what he said, I assume that's real. All right, if he is saying that, well, they better show something or else. MBG is one of the people who was upset when Factions got canceled. When Factions got canceled, we did that podcast, right? I was laughing my ass off. Because what are you doing on Factions besides putting on a headset and calling in the B2 and talking about, well, I'm going to stand over here by this trash can and then you go over there and then somebody needs to stand behind me in case I get shot and then you can heal me. I mean, that's what you all sound like when you're playing those games. And if you like that, that's fine. But that shit sounds trash to me. I mean, it does. And let me make this clear. I was doing that in the 90s. So me hearing it now, like, damn, is that what we sounded like? Well, no wonder we couldn't get no pussy back then. That's all I can really say about it at this point. I couldn't get a girl, but if some girl was over there where I was at and I got on a headset talking about, well, I'm going to stand over here, then you need to go over there and shoot that person behind the tree. She's just going to throw her arms up in the air. It is what it is. Grand Blue going to be big. Yeah, that's right. Grand Blue Fantasy's coming out. Of course, I don't know what that game's about. But you have that game. You got games coming out for your PlayStation. Now, I'd rather people just say PlayStation has games coming out. Here's the truth. Sony has games coming out. Some are multi-plat. Some are not. And I just rather people say, I don't like what they're putting out. Just say that. That makes sense. I mean, how hard is it to say they have something coming out, but I don't like it? It's like, that's all you have to say. I want a split throttle HOTAS to play DCS with. Why do I want split throttle? Because they got a bunch of 2-engine planes that you can put split throttle on, right? Which I would use I use in combat now, but when I dogfight in the F-16, when I turn, I don't turn with my burner on. I will either drop out of burner and let the plane kind of swing out. And once I feel the plane swinging out, I'll hit the engine again. And but with the split throttle, I can, I'm using the F-15. I can turn and split my throttle and give myself a little more inertia. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So, but yeah, you like MBG, but he does. Well, I mean, again, he's a consumer. First things first, he has a right to not like something, but to sit up there and be like, wow, I'm going to walk away. I mean, where are you going to go? Where are you walking to? Yeah, the only trophy that matters is the one you get for beating the game. Yeah, you all get the same trophy for beating the game. It doesn't matter what color it is, right? You get a gold trophy, a silver trophy, or in my case, I got a bunch of bronze trophies because I'm not in there to try to do speed runs and things like that. So it is what it is. Appreciate the $5. Appreciate it. That's just more money for the pro, right? The French Air Force is one of the best. Well, they're a NATO country, so yes, they have. But they use the Mirage, right? Like the French still use the Mirage, which, let me tell you this, the F-16 was built, the Mirage was built to replace the F-16, but when they red flagged, which is their version, the Air Force version of Top Gun, when they had to do the dogfights, the F-16 kept winning. It's like the F-35, right? Because France has the F-35. It's a NATO plane, right? The F-35 got its ass kicked by the F-16 in dogfights. It just did. It just did. Like the F-16, like I said, that is what did the F-16 pilot say? He said that is a rocket with a stick on it. That's what he said it is. DCS, I love that plane. I like the F-15 as well because of the radar, right? F-15, best radar. Best radar is the F-15. But when you merge That F-16 is nasty. It is. I love it. So, so we ours is in the house. It's been a long time since they announced the game. They got a game. If you're talking about Naughty Dog, they got a game coming out in a week and a half. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They have a game coming out in a week and a half. You was in battle. You were in a battle group with the French Air Force back in the. Oh, okay. You were deployed to the Middle East. Okay. Well, I know the French has the French Foreign Legion, but you know, they're the ones who came up with the sabotage campaign. Sabotage is sabat. I think it means to stop or slow down. So I think sabat means slow down or stop in French. I don't know. Nova Red, is that correct? Is the sabat or sabotage? That's the way we would say it in English. Is it sabotage in French, and does it mean to slow down or stop or something like it? It has a weird saying. So, but yeah, their pilots are cool. Yeah. I met at the Dayton Air Show. I met 2 German pilots and a French pilot, and they were really nice. So they were tall. I was a little kid though. Everybody was tall, and I'm short anyway. I'm short and chunky like a Hershey Kiss. That's what my girlfriend says. She's like, "Nah, you're my little Hershey Kiss, man." That's what she says to me. Called me her Hershey Kiss. Oh, that gave me a chub. So, you know, so that's all it takes for me. When will the next Gears War come out? I don't know, but I'm excited for it because it's going to be on the Unreal 5 engine. I know that. And that game has always, in my opinion, been one of the best looking games I've seen. I mean, it just is. And I don't know what it looks like now on the Xbox Series S, but I've heard it looks amazing. But I do like that game. And here's what I like about it. There ain't no putting on a headset and calling in a B2. They said, here's your weapon. Here's where you need to get to. Oh, and your gun has a saw on it. Oh, hey, that's all I need. Where do I need to go? Like that girl in the movie Alien said, you don't have to tell us their history. You don't have to tell us their biology. We just need to know where they are. So, oh, see, okay, so she's telling sabotage is in French to meaning disturb, destroy something, slicky way in an operation like a trap. Yeah, to slow down. Yeah, so hey. But the French are the ones who did that. So basically what the French did in World War II is, first thing they did was trash. They invited the Nazis into France so that Hitler wouldn't destroy their culture. So they invite the Nazis in, but once the Nazis got in there, they started blowing up their stuff. That's why you had the French resistance in there. As a matter of fact, if you play the game as a sniper elite, one of the people that you meet up with is in the French resistance. So it is, I mean, and you find notes from the French resistance, things like that. So they did, like I said, they all right, you know, they eat bonbons and stuff like that, and creme brulee bonbons. There's another one that they like. Is it escargot? Is that French? I think it's escargot. But again, their language is beautiful. It's like wiping your ass with silk. If you can learn the language. But yeah, only thing I know how to say is where's the Eiffel Tower? And they better answer in English or they're gonna be an ass whooping put on your City of Lights ass when I get over. And I'm going over there. So, you know, I'm going over there and I will whoop ass. I mean, I will be busting cheeks going down the street. Like, who is that short black guy over there? I don't know, but you better tell me what the Eiffel Tower is. He's talking about slapping cheeks around. I mean, you know, could be like something like that. Escargot. And yeah, see, frogs. My French is not as bad as you thought, see? I think I'm surprising Nova Red tonight. So, you know, only in restaurants. Is there a restaurant by the Eiffel Tower? Because I'm going to want some bonbons. That's what I want when I get there. I want some bonbons and I want some escargot. Even though I've never had either one. But since I'm going to be at the Eiffel Tower, and I'll tell you right now, if they don't have what I want, I will start whooping ass. I mean, just the way it's going to be. So, when you go to France, say, Benoit Saint Denis? Is that a bad word? That sounds like a street in the hood. Meet me down there by Benoit Saint Denis, my nigga. I mean, that's what it sounds like. So, is that candy? Bun sweets. Yes. See, we say candy and they say bun-buns. It's like I said, what sounds better? Bun-buns or candy? Bun-buns. So, but yeah, so do you all understand, hopefully, with this news with the PS5 Pro possibly? You want to take it with a grain of salt, that's fine. But my source is pretty damn good. And the upscaling technology through the AI system is supposed to be one for the ages. We have to wait and see how it turns out, though. You know, you all are cutting into my Starfield time. Byron Color gave me a trophy. There we go. My podcast gets a trophy. So that's good, right? No, now he took it away from me? Oh! So look at it. My podcast, we got a super chat and we almost had a trophy. Oh, well. We are helping you. Well, yeah, I know. Candy sounds better. Really? Than bun-buns? Okay. All right, well, I disagree, but that's fine. You know. Charles Hall said they came and ate with us on the mess decks instead of eating with the officers in the staterooms. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, it was, you know. Well, yeah, you all. I mean, I have to on Starfield because I'm in the main mission and I got to take something somewhere. And every time I go, I'm in this place where they're like level 25 and they just blow me to hell. So it literally said I have to get a different engine. So I have to go all the way back to Alpha Centauri and get in a new Helium-3 engine and put on that raggedy ass ship I got. I mean, my ship is a Chevette. Okay, I don't know if you all remember a raggedy ass Chevette. Probably you may be too young, but the Chevette was raggedy, right? But I still pulled some girls in my raggedy ass Chevette, right? And my Chevette was raggedy, right? But that's what my ship is like on Starfield. You know, you see these people on PC, they got these nice looking ships. My ship don't look like that. It's just the same basic ship that I've been playing for 13 hours. Bun sound booty bum is. All right, well, we'll say candy then. Oh, I know. Here's a good one that I need to learn in French. How do I say busting cheeks in French? Is it just busting cheeks? If I go over to France, and I'm coming over there, waiting on my passport, I'm going to fly on France Airlines first class, and I'm going to drink some champagne, and I'm going to pinch the stewardess is what I'm going to do. So, don't lose Starfield. You lose everything. Well, people have abandoned Starfield. I feel sorry for that, for the people. Cat Wappa. I don't think that could be it. I don't know. So yeah, but I need to get a new engine on this thing. I may not even do it tonight. I'll wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Magnum PI tonight. A little Magnum PI tonight. It ends tonight. It's the season. It's the series finale tonight. You are going in. This looks like this is Garda of View. Garda of View. Am I saying that right? Garda of View. That does sound pretty good. That's a game that could have been saved by multiplayer. Which game? Oh, Starfield? Like an MMO? I mean, I don't deny that. Oh, now that I can't pronounce. Can you break that into syllables? I'll try to do it. Well, now you all are talking French in there, and I do not understand it. Yeah, King Thrash. If you don't know, Thrash and them, the Roundtable podcast, it has the real Roundtable, not that crap that you know who talks about. The real Roundtable podcast. They have their awards out. Thrash has a link to it, and maybe Thrash will put that on Twitter. I'm pretty sure he has, but if he hasn't, maybe he'll drop it a little bit later on tonight. So Nova says I voted. So, oh, look at all those. I got trophies and everything. Man, this podcast is popping tonight. We done made $5 to go towards the Pro. And we had a lot of people showed up. So I do appreciate that because you all could have went anywhere. But we're in overtime right now because I was going to leave at 7:30. But because y'all done cut into my Starfield time now. So Starfield on a monitor. But guys, it's almost 8 o'clock. I do have to get on off here. I do appreciate you. Hit that like button, share the care, and make sure you, make sure you enjoy this year, 2024. Just kick back and enjoy it. And we here with you all the way. Knock wood, but we're here with you all the way. And I'm going to end the poll. And so the poll was simply, are you going to watch or will you watch Sony at CES next week? And overwhelmingly, you are saying yes, you are. Okay, well, I certainly hope you all see what you would like. Matter of fact, why don't you all put in the comment section after we get out of here what you would like to see at CES, just from everybody, whether it be televisions or cameras, because everybody's got different hobbies. Are you gonna watch NVIDIA, for their presentation? I know I am. I mean, what I've been told that they gonna show is supposed to blow us away. So they even have refrigerators there with AI because that's how lazy millennials are, right? The refrigerator has AI because the millennials are too friggin' trash. Like I said, the most trash generation in history in the United States, right? This trash, sloppy, right? And they're so trash, like they need a refrigerator, this AI, because they're too lazy to get up and go check on the refrigerator. How hard is that to get up and go to the damn fridge? So, but hey, you're talking about millennials here, this like I said, sloppy, this trash, okay? Waste of 46 chromosomes of DNA. Given everything, did nothing with it, man, screw them, okay? All right, guys, we're going to get on up out of here. You'll actually listen to Mark Cerny's Boring Tech Talk. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll listen to it as well. I just want to understand what he's saying. Be like, okay, guys, here's what this is going to do. Then it'll go over my head. Sony AI and Sony monitors. All right, for your Pro. Okay, there you go. There you go. Well, Sony already has a monitor out now. I think it's I don't know if it's 4K 60 or 4K 120, but if you're going to look at monitors, they're going to have plenty there. LG, I'm telling you. LG's monitors right now are real good. So what they're going to show off is supposedly bringing the house down, but we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see if they flex. So, all right then. So we'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Deuces.